Welcome to another Cardano update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. Yesterday we posted a bunch of them because a lot of things happened, and yeah, we'll see what happens now. So I will talk about Cardano first because yesterday I mean mostly about Bitcoin. Now of course I will talk about Bitcoin as well because whatever Bitcoin does right now, I mean Cardano will most likely follow it. And yeah, as you can see, Cardano is still going down. We are actually at the 0.618 support level. We are below it. And yeah, I think the 1-2 setup right here, I think there's a very big chance that it gets invalidated. And if that happens, we should get some kind of double bottom or another low, maybe below the 0.618 support level right here. So somewhere between, let's say, 50 cents and 38.6 cents. I know not many people want to see that, but it's possible. Now, of course, I'm not a big fan of getting another low, which would be below the 0.618 support level, because that would put us at the 0.786 support level, and we do not really want to see that, but it's a possibility, and you have to be aware of that. Now, if we reverse right now, we should get back above the 200-day moving average, which is the blue line on the chart. I just added this on the chart, so yeah, this is new. And if we get back above the moving average, the 200-day moving average, then I am expecting Cardano to actually go back above the bull market support band, because as you can see here, we dropped below it slightly and then we got back above it, and after that the Cardano chart got above the bull market support band, and then we had a cross and everything changed. I warned you about this, I warned you about the cross. I did tell you that a double bottom is possible, and it looks like we are getting that. Now if we find support right now, we should find support at 56.4 cents, so we'll see if we actually bounce here or not. And yeah, I mean that's all I have for Cardano. Of course we could get a third wave right now, and if we do, I mean first, like I said, we need to get above the 200-day moving average and then above the bull market support band, and then we would need to get to about $1.06 to complete a third wave. Of course the third wave needs to go up in 5 waves as well, and then after that we will need a fourth wave move down and a fifth wave move up. And if we get these 5 waves, yes, I will be able to confirm that the second wave right here is in. But if we do not get these 5 waves, then yeah, we could always get another low, and we could always get a double bottom, like I've been saying for the past few weeks now. I know not many people are a fan of that idea, but you know, I mean, it is what it is, and at the end of the day it turns out to be true. So I think we will get some kind of double bottom or even another low before we continue with the third wave of the third wave. I know many people are liking to, you know, make fun of that, make fun of the Elliot wave count, but so far it has worked out quite well for me. And I mean, if you have been watching my videos for a long time now, maybe for a couple of months, it probably worked out for you as well. So I'm still expecting Cardano to do this. Now, like I said, it is possible to not do this until the end of March, because that's when the real altcoin season started in the previous cycle. I've already talked about that multiple times. I don't want to talk about it today. Today I actually want to talk about Bitcoin and Ethereum, because both of them actually did something very important. And let's start with the Bitcoin chart. For this, I need to go on the weekly chart and I need to show you something here. So as you can see, if you look at the weekly RSI, we got to the RSI levels that we were right here and right here and right here. So we touched these levels 3 times right now, and yeah, every time we got to these levels, we bounced after that, which leads me to believe that at some point we will get a bounce just because we got to these RSI levels. And of course we could drop below this, and if we do, we might get another bigger drop, but I don't really see that happening, because this drop that we have right now is already big enough. As you can see, we almost got to the 50% extension, and maybe we will get to that extension. That's a possibility. I don't want to see the price drop below that level, because if we do, I mean, the last support zone would be the 0.618, and if we get below this, I think the bull market is most likely over, and I think this is going to be a left translated cycle, and obviously we do not want to see that right now, but it's a possibility and you have to be aware of that. Now, even if that happens, I'm still expecting the altcoin season to start, and I'm still expecting the altcoin season to be good, only because Bitcoin got to above $100,000, and that's pretty much all we need for the altcoin season. So right now, whenever Bitcoin will bounce, that's when the altcoin season will happen, and that's also my opinion. Don't take it as financial advice, maybe that's how going to play out, but I think that once Bitcoin actually gets some kind of bounce, that's when Bitcoin dominance will finally start dropping, and that's when the altcoins will finally wake up and they will start outperforming Bitcoin. I mean, that's what happened in the previous cycle. If you look at when the altcoin season started in the previous cycle, I mean, mean, it started right here when Bitcoin was just going sideways, and yes, it was going up a bit, but it was not really doing anything. So yeah, the altcoin season could theoretically start right now. Now, of course, the altcoin season cannot start if we do something like this over here, so we cannot afford to go down, because if we do go down, I'm not expecting the altcoins to do too well. So whenever Bitcoin just, does something and it goes up or even sideways, I mean, that would be the perfect time to start the altcoin season. Keep in mind, we are still in QT, we are not in QE, which means that, this could go lower and Bitcoin dominance could go higher. But there's something interesting about Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance right now, it's not going higher. The altcoins are actually holding up quite well, which is very impressive, because I thought that Bitcoin dominance would actually get to like 66% before we actually start QE, but it turns out that was not the case, and maybe we will not get to 66%. Maybe the top is in, and if it is in, we should get a move like this extremely soon, and a move like this by the end of March. I've been talking about this scenario for many months now, and I still think it will play out. And if we actually continue what we did in the previous 3 cycles, I mean, Bitcoin should still be at about $255,000 by the end of the cycle and by the end of the year. Now, do I think that's going to play out? Well, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. I mean, this could be a left translated cycle for all I know, and if it is, we will most likely drop below $69,000. But even if we do not expect Bitcoin to free fall to like 20k. Of course not. We will not get a move like that. We will have to get a corrective rally, and during that rally, that's when the altcoins will wake up. So even in the worst case scenario, I mean, we will still get some kind of altcoin season, and I think it's still possible for some altcoins to still get to all-time highs. I mean, if you look at Cardano, it's currently at 60 cents, which is actually quite okay. Now, of course, from a 4-year cycle point of view, it's not doing too fine, because exactly 4 years ago, it was right here, somewhere between $1.80 and let's say even $2 or so. But you have to keep in mind that in the previous cycle, Cardano went up on its own, and right now it's not. Right now it's waiting for Bitcoin dominance to start dropping. So until that happens, I mean, Cardano could just go sideways or maybe even down, and as long as we do not get below 27.7 cents, which is the invalidation point of this 1-2 setup right here, we should be fine in my opinion. And as long as we don't get below that, I still think that Cardano has the potential to get all-time highs, no matter what the haters want to say. So this is still a good looking chart. Now I also want to look at Ethereum, because Ethereum, well, actually before I do this, let me continue with the Bitcoin chart, because Bitcoin did something very important on the daily RSI as well. Let me get rid of the line right here. Let me make it invisible. Here you go. And now if you look at the daily RSI, it's currently at 23, and the daily RSI has not been this low since we were down here at about $25,000 in August of 2023, and I think this is actually extremely bullish. Now, of course, here in August, we did not bounce all of a sudden. We stayed below the bull market support band, and we went sideways for like 2 months. So it's possible for Bitcoin to go sideways until, let's say, about the end of March, which would go perfectly well with my other predictions, and then we start going up, which means that Bitcoin has a chance of going sideways at about $80,000 for some time. And I know that's scary, but $80,000 is still not, nowhere near these highs right here. So we are still fine as long as we do not break below this. If we break below this, and then if we break below the 0.618 support level, it's not going to look good, but I'm still expecting an altcoin season no matter what. So yeah, keep in mind, we are very oversold on the daily chart, and we have not been this oversold since we were at $25,000. So I think this is actually very good. And I know this is not a Bitcoin video, this is a Cardano video, but whatever Bitcoin does, I mean, Cardano will follow it. And also I want to show you the fear and greed index. It's currently at extreme fear, and this means that you should be extremely greedy, because I mean, this is how it works. Whenever everybody is fearful, you should be greedy, and when everybody is greedy, you should be fearful. And right now everybody is fearful, which means that you should be greedy. So I mean, this is very, very bullish. Everything is oversold, and this tells me that at some point we will get a bounce. Now don't get me wrong, I mean, this bounce might not happen for the next couple of weeks, but when it does happen, and if it does happen, then I'm still expecting Bitcoin to hit all-time highs if we are still in a right translated cycle. If we are in a left translated cycle, there is a chance that the top is already in, but I'm not going to entertain that idea until we get, let's say, below $69,000. Now let's talk about Ethereum. Ethereum is actually getting another low right here, and this is the 4th time we are testing the 0.618 support level, and this is actually very interesting. The last time we got to these levels was right here, and as you can see, we actually found support at this level multiple times, which leads me to believe that we could get a bounce. Now if we do not get a bounce, we could actually drop to the 0.786 support level, which is at $1,881. And if we do not stay above this could be very bad for Ethereum, and we could get new cycle highs on the Bitcoin dominance chart. Now keep in mind, to invalidate the 1-2 setup right here, we would still have to break below $1,500. So we could even drop below the 0.786 support level and get to like $1,700 before we continue, and that would be okay. And you know, this is actually pretty okay in my opinion. Of course, Ethereum is underperforming, but you have to keep in mind it's underperforming because Bitcoin dominance is at cycle highs. And yeah, right here we got to the 0.618 support level about 4 times. So at some point we will have to, you know, get a bounce, and if we don't, we might as well invalidate the 1-2 setup. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. Keep in mind we are oversold on the daily, so right now everything is oversold on the daily, even on the weekly. I mean, some things are even oversold on the weekly, of course not many, but if you look at the Cardano chart, it's oversold on the daily again, and we could get a bounce right now. We don't really have to get another low, but it is a possibility that we do get another low. But if we do, it's not going to be the end of the world, like I said. And if you bought up here, of course you are probably down a lot of money, but if you did not sell, I still think that Cardano will get above these highs in the next couple of months, so we should be fine. Of course, that's not financial advice, and that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.